Welcome to AVA Hollywood. In this video, we'll go over some frequently asked questions about your appliances and how to troubleshoot most commonly found issues. Stay tuned. Let's begin with the sink. You'll be wondering, how do I get hot water? Well, if the handle is in the upright position, you will be getting hot water. Let the water run for a couple of seconds and you will have some hot water. Alternatively, if you're looking for cold water, simply bring down the handle and you'll have cold water. This is a mixing valve and it will help you regulate the water between hot and cold to your desired temperature. Below the sink, you will find your garbage disposal. You will want to have the water running for this. Make sure the water is running and you will be able to access the switch which is located down below. Go ahead, flip the switch and you will now hear the garbage disposal run. If you've turned on the switch and the garbage disposal does not turn on, many times it's just a matter of hitting the reset on the disposal. In our disposals here at AVA Hollywood, you'll find a red button typically located towards the front of the cabinet doors. If not, you'll just have to look around for it. Sometimes it's located on the sides. Go ahead and press the reset, and you should be able to turn on the disposal. Now that you've arrived at your new home and wanting to use the sink for the first time, you will find this information guide located at the base of your sink. It will go over many of the items that we will cover in this video. Furthermore, it discusses some of the items that you should not flush down the sink. Many times, these items can cause damage to the garbage disposal or cause a clog down the line. Now that you know how to use your kitchen sink and garbage disposal, let's talk about the outlets that are located near the kitchen sink. These outlets will be protected by a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI for short. You will notice that this outlet is different than the outlets that are located throughout the apartment. We will discuss how these are different and what they are for. GFCIs are designed to protect a certain circuit. In this case, this GFCI is protecting the wet area located near the kitchen sink. You will also find a GFCI located underneath the kitchen sink protecting the garbage disposal. Many times, these are located in wet areas because they're in such close proximity to water. The GFCI itself will detect any small change in current and cut power to the protected circuit. In this particular area, it not only protects the area directly near the sink, but it also protects outlets that are down the line. You'll know that an outlet is protected because it will typically have a sticker indicating that it is protected by the GFCI. This will indicate that this outlet, although not located near a wet area, is in the same circuit as one of the GFCIs located near the sink. Therefore, if you do not have any power to these outlets, in order to reset power, you will want to come to the circuit itself and hit the reset until you hear a click. Once the click happens, you will now have power down the line to the rest of the outlets. It's important to note that not all outlets are protected by the GFCI. Moving down the kitchen area, we'll discuss how to properly use your range and microwave. Your new gas range will have the controls for the stovetop located in the front. In order to properly use the burners, you will push the knob towards the stove and turn it counterclockwise to the ignite position. Once it's at the ignite position, you will hear a clicking sound. The clicking sound is indicating that the igniter is hitting the spark. When the spark meets the gas, you will have fire at the burner. Once you have fire, go ahead and turn the knob past the ignite to the desired volume of gas. To operate the oven, you will use the controls on the control board. Here you can set the desired temperature and time, as well as the start and stop for the timer and your oven light. Above the range, you will find the microwave, which also acts as an extractor. The microwave itself operates like a traditional microwave would. You're able to select the different presets on the control board or type in the desired time. You can also hit the fan and it will extract any heat from above the range. The air that's being extracted does go outside of the apartment through a vent that is located above the microwave. In order to turn the extractor off, hit the extraction button until it is off. Moving on to your refrigerator, there's a couple of things you should know. Mainly, here on the display board, you're able to tell the temperature setting for your refrigerator and freezer. You will notice that both are set to the check mark. You're able to change the temperature by clicking the desired side that you'd like to change. One thing to note when moving past the recommended settings, which are indicated by the check mark, is that you do run the risk of freezing the lines if you do not have enough items to keep the refrigerator at a good setting. Furthermore, you're able to set the desired ice type by clicking ice type. Down below, you have the water dispenser and ice dispenser in the back. To operate your new dishwasher, you have your control settings on the control board. You're able to select the different cycles and it will display the different duration of time that the machine will run. You can also set for high temp, light dry, or heat dry. In order to start the machine, you will press the start or resume button. In order to cancel or turn off the machine, you will hold for 3 seconds and it will turn off the machine. To open the dishwasher, simply place your hand in the cutout and pull forward towards you. Now that the dishwasher is open, you will find 2 sets of trays. You will typically load the heavier, larger items on the bottom tray and the lighter items on the top tray. On the back side of the dishwasher door, you will find the soap dispensing tray. You are able to open up the tray and fill with the desired detergent. If you lose power to a certain part of your apartment, it's important that you locate and identify your electrical panel. The electrical panel will typically be found in a hallway or behind a bedroom door. In this case, the panel is located in the hallway. Once you've located it, go ahead and open the panel. On the panel door, you will see an outline of all the areas that this panel is feeding. Your panel might be different, so please be sure to locate and identify the panel in your apartment. To identify the breaker that has tripped and cut power to a certain part of your apartment, you can conduct a visual inspection. You will note that most of the breakers are going in the same direction. If you identify one that is not in the same direction, typically This is the breaker that has tripped. Go ahead and reset it by clicking it back in the same direction as the other breakers. Our apartments here at AVA Hollywood have a fresh air or outside air system. Typically, this will provide one vent in the hallway or kitchen area with fresh outside air. To control it, you will use the outlet that is marked as outside air. Most of the times you will find this outlet near the thermostat. You click it on and it will begin to vent in fresh air from the outside. It's important to note that this fresh air will only control one vent. Not all the vents throughout the apartment will receive the fresh outside air. In order to control all the vents, you will want to operate your Honeywell thermostat. This will control the HVAC unit in your apartment. To operate your thermostat, follow the menu items on the display board. The mode will let you select between heat and cool. To do so, click the button until you get to the desired action that you want. To turn the fan on or off, simply click fan. For example, to set your AC to cool, you'll want to do two things. You will want to have the fan on auto so that it will turn on and off when it reaches a desired temperature. To do so, you will click the fan button until you get to the desired action. In this case, we were already on auto, so we will go cycle through until we get back. Then you will want to hit the mode button until you get to the desired action. In this case, we want to cool. Now that you're at the cool setting, you can go ahead and set the temperature. One important thing to know is that you do not set the temperature too low. A properly functioning HVAC system will give you a spread of about 20 degrees from the outside ambient air to what's inside the apartment. For example, if it is 90 degrees outside, your apartment should get to about 70 degrees inside. If you set the temperature down to 54 degrees, the system will continuously run and you run the risk of freezing the lines and therefore rendering the HVAC system unusable until the lines thaw. As you explore your new home, you will note that there are several light switches throughout the apartment that have a red dot. This red dot is indicating that it controls an outlet, which is also marked with a red dot. When you identify the outlet, only the top receptacle is controlled by that switch. For example, the light switch is off and the lamp is not turning on. The bottom receptacle of the outlet still has direct power. If you wanted to operate the lamp with the switch, you will plug it into the top receptacle and now it will be operational via the switch.